Everybody, we're live, and Laz is here. He made it here. He didn't stand me up. So okay, so you were with Owens
from InfoWars. Well, one, I want to apologize to you and your audience that I'm late. I didn't know you were going to postpone it, so I didn't expect you to postpone it. So I thought it was 12, but not 1:30. And I decided to go down to Dallas. And when I was in Dallas for the NRA convention at the same time, I went to an anti-NRA protest. And then I went to a pro-NRA protest. And that's when I ran into Owens. And it was an amazing experience because the guy's genuine. And he's amazing. I like him to watch him at InfoWars. And I like the way he articulates himself. He's an amazing guy. So, unfortunately, because too many people around, we had a small dialogue, and I was hoping, we can exchange information, but we couldn't. And, it's just everybody wants to meet Owens.
Yeah.
So, amazing guy.
Well, a couple of people recognized you there, right?
Yeah. I was fortunate that a couple of people recognized me. I was just there to bring some attention to the Hammonds, the Bundys, and what they stood for and what they meant and why we need the Second Amendment to stand up against tyrannical government that we saw in Bunkerville and at the Mount Hill Wildlife Refuge. Mm-hmm. And if you look back at what happened and what the Declaration of Independence states and what's going on with the NRA, it should be a platform for we to understand, to bring the people together and tell them, hey, you know what? The government has an overreach and we have corrupt politicians there. This is why we need the Second Amendment, including the First Amendment. Mm. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I just wanted to let everybody know that Laz is a good guy. He didn't stand me up. And I'm glad you got to meet Owens. I heard that Donald Trump was supposed to be at the NRA thing in Dallas.
I heard about it, but I wasn't sure. Mm-hmm. I was just going no matter what, just to bring attention to the Hammond and Bundy case, and like Joe Robinson and Schaefer Cox. There's a lot of people out there, Inglewood, that just turned himself in, and a couple others. I mean, it's amazing. There's a lot of families that are suffering at the expense of the tyranny under Barack Hussein Obama and even the Clintons and Bush era. So there's a lot of Americans out there that are unlawfully incarcerated, and the American people need to number one, be aware of the situation and why we need the Second Amendment.
Yeah. Never mind. I don't even know it. I just want to come on and say, because I went on live with Lotus, okay? Like, oh my God, Laz stood us up. He didn't show up for the show, so I just figured. And then I got that picture of you and Owens, and I felt kind of bad. So I wanted to let everybody know he's here.
Yeah, I wanted to. I just didn't know you were going to change the time on me, and. But you know what? It's good. It's good that we're bringing the information and all the evidence to light. It takes all of us, all alternative media.
Clarify something for me, because a lot of people think that the Second Amendment is just the right to bear arms, and that's not at all. It's actually more, right?
Correct. What the founding fathers said in the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. And it goes hand in hand within the Declaration of Independence. That's why it's all men created equal. The reason why is because our founding fathers, when they fought for independence in 1776, if there was to ever happen tyranny again or face tyranny, the American people, we the people, will have the right, the lawful right, to stand up against a tyrannical government like the Barack Hussein Obama or Hillary Clinton, Eric Holder, James Comey, Robert Mueller, Kate Brown, Jerry Brown. The list goes on and on. This is why it's there. Yeah. And for those law enforcement that pro-NRA, this is what the Second Amendment is, especially our military. Why our military is overseas fighting for freedom. If they're fighting for freedom, then why aren't we free here in the United States of America? When you have the Bureau of Land Management, the Department of Fish and Wildlife, the Department of U.S. Forestry, the Department of Agriculture, Child Protective Services, or CPS, or DCF, or DCYF. I mean, there's so many acronyms. But we're not free. And when people start taking their arms against this corrupt government, and what I mean corrupt government, I'm not saying that Trump is corrupt. I'm saying that there's a lot of factions within the Trump administration, and including other agencies that have been corrupt through the Clinton Foundation, the Bush era, and Barack Hussein Obama era. And those fascists are still there in those agencies. The problem is that we have to take them out, or you know what? If the American people one day decide to take arm against these corrupt criminals, then so be it, because at the end of the day, read the Declaration of Independence.
So, in other words, the Second Amendment isn't just about the right to bear arms. It's also it's the right for we the people to fight against tyranny in the United States.
Correct. Tyranny is corrupt politicians that can corrupt laws that are there to steal our children, our land, our water, our minerals. That's what it's there for. Our monies. These criminals and all members of the our freedoms, all members of the American Bar Association. So if you go down the list of the people that are committing treason by writing unconstitutional laws or unlawful laws that violate the Constitution, you'll understand that, or the people will understand that this is what our founding fathers said, and this is what do you call it? There's the Supreme Court ruling. I forgot. But if you go back with regards to if you repugnant to the Constitution, Marbury versus Madison, it's null and void. So Marbury versus Madison articulates anything that goes against the Constitution is null and void, meaning it's not lawful. And all these agencies are acting unlawfully. Yeah. And it's time for the American people to start waking up.
Well, thanks so much. And I just wanted to come on real quick and thank you for sharing that and enlightening us all. And, I forgot what I was going to say again. I need to, check out for the rest of the day. It's Cinco de Mayo, man.
This is what I think. I honestly think that the alternative media, all alternative media.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Everybody, you can check out Laz Made. He's a investigative journalist in the Social Media News Network. You can check out all of his work, and also he has a Facebook page.
Yes, Lazaro Ecenaro. That's ECENARRO. I go after Child Protective Services, the BLM, the Department of Fish and Wildlife, Department of U.S. Forestry, and congressmen and senators, judges and lawyers and lobbyists and politicians, all corrupt. But at the end of the day, it's not for me. It's for the American people and for our children, for the future. Because if we don't stand up, then what do we leave for our children in the future?
And and thank you so much for this wonderful, it's French, French wine?
Yes.
Oh, what else were you going to say?
Yes. One thing is I wanted to, all alternative media, doesn't matter. We all need to stick together. If we do not stick together, we are doomed as a nation. We can't continue fighting amongst each other because at the end of the day, the enemy will always win. And we can't tolerate that, nor should we tolerate that. I think that, within the movement, even in the Oregon movement and in the Nevada movement, there's always factions within an organization. But you know what? It's for us as alternative media to bring out the truth. But let's bring it with the evidence. I always say, if you follow the money, you will always seek the truth. If you follow the evidence, you will always seek the truth. And this is where we have to come because right now we have the CNN, MSNBC, CBS running. If we fight amongst each other, we give them back the power. If we stick together, wrong, right, or indifferent, we will win. We will prevail. And we can't fight amongst each other. There has to be some type of unity. We might not get along. We might not agree on everything, but you know what? The platform's for everybody, and let all the American people decide, and take the information, run with the information. But let the evidence speak for itself.
Yeah, and you can, and that's what we're doing. That's the whole concept of the Social Media News Network, is to bring everybody together that has a platform so that the public and the people everybody that follows us individually, the public can converse with us and ask us questions about our sources and where we get our information and things of that nature. So Social Media News Network is kind of unique in that way. And I'm really lucky to have Laz because he's very proactive and he's very informed on all of the issues involving the government corruption. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay, guys, I'm going to end this. This was just a quickie. Off the cuff. All right. This has been another episode of Porthole to Justice, the window to the truth. Have a fun Cinco de Mayo, guys. Bye-bye. God bless.